What would I do today if I had to start investing from scratch? Introduction. If today I lost everything I have and had to start again from zero with only my experience, my knowledge, and a few smart decisions, this is exactly what I would do to rebuild my financial future through investing. Because investing is not about luck, nor about finding the deal of the century. Investing is a skill, a life philosophy, and also a survival strategy in a world where money loses value every day. This content is not a theory, it's a realistic, practical, and applicable plan for anyone who wants to start from scratch. Most people learn too late that time is their most valuable resource. They work 30 or 40 years waiting for a retirement that no longer guarantees anything. They trust traditional systems that are becoming obsolete. And meanwhile, inflation keeps growing, money saved in the bank devalues, and job stability is an illusion. In this context, not investing is the same as losing, because the system is designed to reward those who take calculated risks, those who make their money work for them, not just those who trade time for a paycheck. The problem is that no one teaches us this in school, nor in college. That's why so many people end up stuck in the cycle of eternal work, living paycheck to paycheck, with financial anxiety and no real growth strategy. In addition, the lack of financial education leads to bad decisions, trusting in promises of easy money, or falling into scams that promise high returns with no risk. The solution is not to work more, but to work smarter, and to learn how to make money, generate consistent and scalable income. If I had to start over, step 1. Change my mindset. The first thing I would do is reprogram my mind. Accept that I don't need to be rich to invest, rather, investing is what can make me free. I would adopt a long-term mindset, patience, discipline, and financial responsibility. I'd repeat daily affirmations like, every dollar I invest is a seed of freedom. I am the creator of my financial future. And I would surround my mind with information that reinforces this long-term investor identity. Step 2. Learn the essentials for moving a single dollar. I dedicate myself to understanding the basics. What is an asset? How does compound interest work? What's the difference between investing and speculating? What is volatility and why shouldn't I fear it? I would look for this knowledge in books like The Intelligent Investor, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, One Up on Wall Street, and also in educational videos, serious YouTube channels, and podcasts by experienced investors. I'd give myself at least 15 days to study intensely and build a personal glossary of key concepts. Step 3. Build a financial foundation before investing. I'd save an emergency fund equal to 3 to 6 months of basic expenses, so I wouldn't be forced to sell investments in an emergency. I'd also eliminate high-interest debt, like credit cards, because it makes no sense to invest while money is leaking out constantly. I'd review my spending habits, cut unnecessary expenses, and commit to living below my means to free up investment capital. Step 4. Start small and smarty. Wouldn't wait to have a lot of money to start. I'd start with what I have, even if it's a small amount. I'd look for platforms that let me begin with low amounts and focus on index funds or ETFs, which offer automatic diversification and low risk for beginners. I'd first invest in an ETF that tracks the global market and another that includes tech companies to benefit from future growth with relative stability. Step 5. Automate and ignore the market. Setting up automatic monthly contributions would be a priority, so I wouldn't rely on willpower or emotions. I'd invest a fixed amount on the 5th of each month and only check my portfolio every 6 months to rebalance. I'd avoid daily financial news and focus on patiently sticking to my plan. Step 6. Learn to diversify. I'd split my money among different types of assets: stocks, bonds, global ETFs, a bit of crypto for high-risk diversification, and eventually real estate if the basics are covered. I'd also consider alternative investments, like crowdlending or digital real estate funds. I'd diversify currencies too, not everything in dollars. I'd look to protect myself from local and global risks. Step 7. Create passive income. I'd look for ways for my investments to generate constant cash flow: stocks that pay quarterly dividends, REITs that pay monthly, and platforms that automatically reinvest my earnings to maximize compound interest. In parallel, I'd consider creating a digital product or a small automated business to generate income that I could reinvest monthly. Step 8. Track and adjust every 6 months. I'd use a simple system to track my portfolio, a spreadsheet with my assets, purchase dates, average price, and performance. Every 6 months, I'd check if my portfolio is imbalanced, if any asset exceeds 30% of the total, and I'd redistribute based on my risk and return goals. Step 9. Share what I learn along the way. I'd document what I learn, help others, and build a network of growth-minded people. Having a community with shared investing values would keep me motivated and open new opportunities for learning and collaboration. I could create a blog, a channel, or simply share in small groups. The important thing is to communicate and connect. Step 10. Become a professional investor over time. Over the years, I'd expand my knowledge, invest in companies with long-term potential, learn fundamental and technical analysis, and prepare for big opportunities like buying property in emerging markets, participating in startup investment rounds, or even joining private equity funds. Investing would no longer be just an activity, it would be part of my identity and lifestyle. Conclusion: if I had to start again from zero, I would invest in knowledge, in discipline, and in automated systems that protect me from my emotions. I wouldn't look for shortcuts or be swayed by trends, because now I know that investing isn't a single act. It's a way of thinking, a way of living, and a way of building true freedom. Today I know that every decision adds up, and that starting even with little is better than never starting at all. If this content brought you clarity, I invite you to subscribe, like the video, and share it with someone who needs to reset their financial life. Comment below. What would you do if you had to start over from zero? Remember, the future is built from the decisions you make today, and it's never too late to start investing wisely. You can do it too.